Hi everyone, welcome back to another review. Today we have the old school Bowen Designs 1/6 scale cable statue. It's the modern version. I currently have this on display, so we won't be doing a semi unboxing, but what we can do is go back and do a reverse assembling, just for you guys to see what parts, I guess, the statue comes with before it's assembled. So stay tuned, and I really like this piece. It's nice. I think it's one of the two or three 1/6 scale Bowens. Sorry, 1/6 scale cable back in the day. So, and I think you would like this one. Okay, so stay tuned. All right, so we have the box, color box. It's sculpted by the Kucherek brothers. So it's just giving you some info about it. And I really miss the 1/6 scale because as you can see with the small box, it's really easy to store. Okay, and compared to XM quarter scale, those things are just monsters. Okay, so let's get the statue on. Alright, so cable, what we're going to do is we're going to reverse disassembling it. So basically when you get the statue, these arms come off, and they're not magnets or anything, it's just friction. Okay, that's holding it. Same thing with this. As you can see, it's just friction. No magnets or pegs. And then the statue, you have one peg. Okay. So basically, it's really light. The whole statue probably weighs less than one of Xmen's packaging box. So, and then let's have a closer look at the base. So we have a base. It looks like it's got some form of rocks, and then some metal. Not the actual thing is not metal, but it looks like some form of down parts to some machines. Okay. So it's very simple, and it's a compact base. Of course, it's 1/6 scale, so that's what we get. Okay, so let's reassemble the statue, and as you can see, there are not too many parts, so it's pretty nice. Okay, so the assembling, it's pretty simple. Just plug into the peg. That's it, and then the big gun. You're going to attach it here. Like I said, there's no peg or anything, it's just friction. And because the parts are so light that I guess you don't really need any magnets or peg for that. Okay, so everything looks fine. Let's do a 360 and then we'll get closer, get more details. Okay, so horizontal wise, it doesn't take up a lot of space. It's just the vertical space, and even then, it's only, I think the box is 16 inches about. So that's what's cool about 1/6 scale, or about that. You can put like 4 of these in place of one of the quarter scales. Okay, and they're versatile. This one you can put in your office desk, for example, and it takes up little or virtually no space at all. Alright, so let's have a closer look. Okay, so we're looking at the statue closer. Let me give you a closer look at the space. So, with this being about a 1/6 scale, you obviously are not going to get the details of the quarter scale or even the third scale, okay? So this is as good as you're going to get. So I guess that's why people prefer the bigger scales for the details. Okay, so that's not bad, right? Looks like he came right out of a comic book. Okay, and then so we have good muscle definition. Okay, so sorry about that. The air conditioner just kicked in. So as you can see, it's pretty detailed, just enough for a 1/6 scale. But if you compare this to the XM cable, of course, you're not gonna get as much details. Okay, and this is obviously a modern version of cable instead of the original Liefeld's, with the big shoulder pads and everything. But it's cool. So okay, so let's go to the scorecard. The first category that we have is sculpting. As you can see, this thing's really done well by the Kucheric brothers. This is as much details as you're gonna get, and I think back in the days they used to do this by hand. So it's not like now where a lot of statues are done digitally, so you can make adjustments easier. This one's just, if you have to make adjustments, it's much harder. But sculpting is nice. Um, I don't have much complaints about it, other than being used so much to the quarter scale nowadays that this sort of like lacks a lot of the details. As you can see from its mechanical arm, if you compare that to the XM version, that thing's really nicely detailed. But I'm gonna have to score this based on the 1/6 scale and the time period that it came out of. So sculpting wise, I would give this a 9 out of 10. Not quite 10. We can use a little bit more details, but like I said, it's just the 1/6 scale, so you don't get a lot of details you can't, because it's so small. Okay, so next category we have is fit and finish. This includes how the paint is done, and if there's any mixed media. You're gonna see if cloth or whatever metal is properly applied. So this is just straight up resin. There's no mixed media at all. Okay. And I didn't find any like major paint flaws. You can see some paint lines here and there. Other than that, it came through pretty good. Not perfect, but that's okay for something this small. I imagine it's pretty difficult to put a paintbrush to it. Okay, so for fit and finish, it's got some, mist paint here and there. So I think it's more due to the scale than anything else. So I would give this a 9 out of 10. I didn't find anything flaw about it. It's good, but it's not great like a quarter scale that you can see. Okay, so our next category is art direction. Cable's just, I guess, surveying the landscape. He looks like he's looking to his right, holding his trademark big guns. I love what Liefeld did with this character originally. Okay, so art direction wise, keep in mind this is 1/6 scale, so you're not going to have a lot of, and this is back in the days. This is it. There isn't any elaborate bases or anything like that. It looks good. When you look at this, it's apt for the character. So art direction wise, I would give this an 8 out of 10. The base could be better with a lot of, junk. When they came out with this scope, this version, there's a classic version with, the shoulder pads, and he's on a sentinel head. Okay. So I think that was the very first piece that was done with that. Nowadays, you get a sentinel head with a bunch of statues. That one, the art direction's nice. It's like the Magneto on the throne type. It was the first to come out. And that thing's just crazy money right now. But with this one, it's nice, modern look. Art direction wise, I would say 8 out of 10. It's good. 1/6 scale. I think that's holding it back. And plus, this is old school, so they didn't have any crazy elaborate bases like XM does now. Okay, so our next category is source material. So when you look at this character, does it look like it's cable? Okay, so and Bowen's known to do not 100% exact, but they are more faithful to the comic book than some other companies with their interpretation. And you know, with Cable, the main outfit is there. It's just that there may be some interpretations here and there, and that's okay. All right. So with this one, when you look at it, and being a Bowen design, it helps. Okay. So when you look at it, you know it's Cable. If you even read the comic book somewhere, or sometimes, and you know I can't complain about this. This is the modern version. Okay. So I would have to give this a 10 out of 10. You know it's Cable when you look at it with its trademark mechanical arm. And it would be nice if they did this a little bit shinier. Maybe not quite. You know what? They could have done chrome to it. Something more than just flat paint. Okay, or put two coats of gloss or something. Okay, so and our last category is accessories, and much like PCS statues, well, these are going to be better. Well, this includes base and whatever accessories, and unfortunately with this character, there isn't much accessories. There's no like switch out. Okay, and this is like old school. Bowen, they didn't have many switch out, other than you know maybe you get a head here and there, but you know, mostly it's just one statue. And it would be nice if they had done, you know, multiple weapons switch out. But remember, this is back in the days, and switch outs was like non-existent. Not like now with, you know, Prime 1 and XM. They get crazy switch outs. And the base, I do like it. It's, you know, it's got some mechanical parts he's standing on. Could have been better. And of course, if you really wanted a good base, you would get the him standing on Sentinel head. Okay. So accessory wise, the base saves it somewhat. I would give this no better than 6 out of 10. It's very bare, and there's no switch outs. Okay. At least with PCS you get an extra head or something, but not with this one. But it's okay. 1/6 scale again. You know, I'm sure modern day 1/6 scale once XM that's theirs. I'm sure the accessories would be much better. Okay, so the overall score on average, I really like this statue. I wish I had gotten the one with the sentinel heads that he's standing on. But I think that was exclusive, and I forgot to order it. So I had to get the consolation prize. But it's not bad. As you can see, it's very well done. With this one, I really like the statue. I would give this a 9 out of 10. This is just based on the overall statue. Now, you know, I'm so used to the modern XM switch outs and, you know, crazy bases. So I can't compare it to that. And this is old school. This is back in the days. As you can see, the scope is just nice. Okay. And I do have my cable. So this is the best 1/6 scale. And I'm surprised this guy doesn't get a lot of treatment. And he's very popular. You know, with the exception of the XM one, which is just too awesome. Okay, so anyway, 9 out of 10 for overall. I, of course, you know, recommend anybody who wants to, a Cable fan or just an Xmen fan, to pick this up. But these guys are not obviously not available for retail anymore. So you're gonna have to pay aftermarket price, and it's reasonable. I mean, it's like what, 300 bucks with this thing. And going forward, if they're putting out any Xmen quarters, I'm sorry, 1/6 scale or so, you're gonna pay about that anyway. You know, inflation. This is like probably 7-8 years old or something like that. So it's pretty nice, and I love the size. I can put this on the desk anywhere. As you can see, the footprint, it's pretty small. Okay, so thanks for watching, and then we're going to do a few more Bowen's 1/6 scale. And then they call it full size back in the days. And then I should be getting like some XMs coming in. Okay, so we'll get back to the heavy hitters. But anyway, thanks for watching, and then we'll see you next time for another Bowen.